Blessed harvest, friends, and welcome back to Pagan Crafting. As the seasons turn, we are reminded to pause, give thanks, and gather into the prosperity around us. In today's video, we'll be creating a mini harvest jars for abundance. Little vessels filled with wheat, corn, bean, herbs, and crystals. Each layer is chosen to honor the harvest, celebrate gratitude, and invite abundance into our lives. Join me as we craft together, honoring the harvest and inviting blessings into our lives. Starting off with our PDF download for our little mini harvest jar for abundance. This is going to include materials and supplies, what you'll need, how to make them, how to prepare the jar, layer the filling, seal with intention, close, decorate, activate, and some how to use them. Now, you don't have to use all these ingredients. I always say try to find things that would mean the same thing but in something else. So if you're looking for fertility and life force, I'm using corn kernels. You could use anything else that represents to you. Starting off with our glass jars, you could use corked vials, even a mason jar here as well. And when smudging your jars or cleansing your jars, you can use sound, you could use clapping, you can use singing, you could use smoke. I am using a smoke with an, you could also use an incense. This one here is sage. Now you're going to prepare the jar with intention. You may also hold them in your hands before you start and focus on the purpose of abundance, gratitude, and blessings for the season. Going through all my items and giving them a cleanse. Now starting off with the 3 jars. I'm going to start off with my wishing crystals, my clear quartz crystals. Now, clear quartz crystals is an amplification of energy, clarity, and it's great for cleansing. It powers up other crystals as well as the other magical herbs and companions I'll be using in this jar. It's also a universal crystal for intention setting and manifestation. So while you're adding your crystals to your jar or jars, I'm making a few, one for my daughter, one for myself, one for my mom. So each one of these will have a special purpose, and I will fire it up with my energy and my intention for what each correspondence that I'm using is going to be used for. But when I give to that person, they get to put their intention in for their abundance, for their harvest, for their passions for the season. I love these wishing crystals. I've been calling them wishing crystals for absolutely years. I used to wrap little teeny tiny papers, like little scrolls around them, and then I don't know, every time I did it, it came true. It was really fun. Now I have some citrine, and citrine crystals are good for abundance, prosperity, and joy. It's kind of like the sun card and tarot card. Happiness, joy, success. It's like the ultimate. It's known for the merchant stone. It's for success in business and finances. It brings light, creativity, and confidence into spell work. Such beautiful layers. I'm loving what's happening here so far. Next up I have here is rosemary. Now, rosemary is for protection, purification, clarity, and focus. Of course, it enhances memory and intent during spell work. This is a powerful ally for me and one of my favorite herbs to work with. This can also be used to ward negative energy while strengthening willpower. And we are giving much gratitude and celebrating abundance and prosperity with this little wee jars. Just using up the last little bit. A little bit more here and there. I love rosemary. Can never have enough. Our next one that I chose is basil. Now remember, you can choose whatever you'd like as long as it goes with the theme. So if you don't have basil, rock something else. Prosperity, wealth, and attraction is this little herb. It brings harmony to the home and blessings to finances. It's associated with abundance and drawing in success. Ooh, see a theme going on here. Our next little one, I tend to make a mess in, so I'm just going to grab some paper towel. And I found these little funnels. I was pretty excited about it. Didn't work very well, but we gave it a go anyway. Cinnamon. Now, I love this one because for me, cinnamon is warmth, vitality, passion. It also helps speed up a spell if you'd like. It raises spiritual energy quickly, adds power and heat to spells. Used to bring luck, love, and prosperity. Our next up is wheat kernels. Harvest, abundance, nourishment, and wealth. Wheat is a symbol of gratitude and reaping the fruits of your labor. I love wheat. Good for offerings to honor and turning of the seasons. We are in our second harvest here in Canada, and Samhain will be the third harvest. And my mother being from farmer descent and farmer blood, her parents were. My dad being the city boy, I'm loving the wheat to represent the ancestors on my mother's side of the family, Ukrainian Irish. They have a long line of working very hard for the land, so I hope my mom will appreciate this little abundance jar and what it represents when I tell her everything about it. Now you could use beans or lentils. I'm using beans here. Beans are great for substance, prosperity, groundedness. They represent survival, subsistence, and steady growth. Traditionally linked for prosperity charms and kitchen witchcraft. Another good place that you could put this jar for safekeeping is in the near the kitchen or hearth to bless meals with abundance. I wound up putting a few extra of these beans. The color is so beautiful. Now we have dried corn kernels. A life force, a vitality, represents fertility as well. We want fertility and abundance and harvest. We want that to return each and every year. As the wheel turns, we need it to come back to us. Sacred to many cultures as a life giver and sustainer. Excellent for new beginnings, creative energy, and planting seeds of intention. So this is something that really, really caps everything for me. I decided to put in the corn kernels last. And I find that just to give a little crown of gold, such a sacred seed to use in this little spell. Now we have all our beautiful layers. I'm well chuffed with this. This turned out prettier than I expected. I was going to wrap twine around my jars, but now I see all the gorgeous layers and I can't hide it. So we're going to wrap some ribbon around the top. Just around the lid. I didn't quite seal the lid on this one. And I thought I would be able to have at her if I wish. Now, one thing I didn't mention that you could also use if you're using a small mason jar, may I suggest also writing down what you're grateful for? A gratitude on some parchment, on a little scroll that you can roll up and put inside your jar. Maybe if you're giving them away to a friend, a loved one, family member, you could write to them what you're grateful for about your relationship or things that they have done for you or anything along those lines that would make them feel very special. Now that I've wrapped all the little yellow ribbon around, I'm having some correspondences I forgot to rock with the yellow. Success, happiness, wonder, intellect, excitement. Now, the orange represents an abundance. It also represents an attraction. And it does represent, in this case, to me, a harvest. But most of all, it represents an attraction to me, attraction color. I use this in my candle magic quite a bit, this color, with in conjunction with other candles. Cute little ribbon on the front, just to add a little pizzazz, but yet all my color meanings have something. What's going on? I think it looks so pretty. So I think what I'll do is each one will have a nice little ribbon in the front as well. Now you could choose twine and you could also use different colors such as gold, green, or brown for your ribbon. Now my mom gifted these little flowers to me and I thought they'd be perfect for this project. These little sunflowers are going to go right in the center of the bows. And then I'm going to do some wax stamp seal wax melting, and I'm going to put some of the flowers on top of that for decoration. So what I'm doing, I'm grabbing 4 parts orange and 1 part yellow for my wax seal. Doing up a super speeded time lapse here. But I love the yellow punch in there. It just mutes out a little bit of the flat and of the orange, and I think it adds a nice little touch. Now this one I decided to only go with 1 flower on top just to see, and then I'm like, oh, I kind of like the 3, so I went back to the 3. But once you start, the stuff cools down so fast. And there we have it here. I'm so excited how these turned out, our little sunflowers. The layers are to die for. Now, different ways on how you could use them. You can place them on your altar as an offering to the season. You can carry them in a bag or pocket for luck and prosperity. Gift it to friends, family for a little harvest blessing. Maybe they could be a prosperity charm you can carry in a small jar in your bag or pocket, draw wealth and abundance, a kitchen blessing, a seasonal decor with intention, maybe a gift of a blessing, or a candle companion. Place it next to a jar, next to a candle lit. It's going to be a way to amplify your rituals and prosperity intention. meditation focus, travel protection. This is all different fun things you could use for this project. Thank you so very much for chilling out with me today. And as always, have yourself an absolutely abundant, magical day.